You ever trust someone only to find out they're a total villain? Yeah, that's the Thunderbolts. Imagine the Avengers swoop in, save the day, and the crowd's cheering, only for those same heroes to reveal they're actually supervillains in disguise. That's not a twist, that's a Marvel mic drop. But here's the wild part. They didn't just fake being heroes. Somewhere along the way, they became heroes. Well, kind of, sometimes, depending on who's on the team and how many people they've punched that week. Welcome to the Thunderbolts, the most unstable, unpredictable, and unwilling team in Marvel history. Before we get into it, here's the quick backstory. The Onslaught event just wiped out the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and most of the big-name heroes. Earth's in total panic. No more superheroes to save the day. That's when Baron Zemo makes his move. Zemo, classic Marvel villain, purple mask, obsessed with power, sees the world crying out for new heroes. So what does he do? He fakes it. He puts together a team of straight-up bad guys, real villains, not just people who had a bad day. Fixer, a mad tech genius who built killer gadgets and once held an entire building hostage just to test his inventions. Beetle, now Mach 1, a flying armored thief who worked for whoever paid the most. Robbed banks, fought heroes, the usual villain life. Screaming Mimi, now Songbird, had a sonic scream she used to hurt people. Loud, deadly, and no remorse. Goliath, now Atlas, a giant who used his size to crush, steal, and wreck anything that got in his way. Moonstone, a crooked psychologist who stole her powers from an alien gem and would stab you in the back before you finished saying hello. And of course, there's Zemo, a guy who once led a supervillain team that broke into Avengers Mansion and nearly took them all out. These weren't misunderstood or unlucky, they were full-on criminals. Dangerous, smart, and completely selfish. Zemo's plan? Put them in new costumes, give them heroic names, and roll them out as a shiny new superhero team. The Thunderbolts. And the world totally falls for it. With the real heroes gone, people just want someone to believe in. The Thunderbolts show up, stop bad guys, save lives, and even get a thumbs up from Spider-Man. But then something weird starts happening. The villains start enjoying being heroes. Songbird likes feeling respected. Atlas feels proud. Mach 1 wonders if maybe he could actually change. They were pretending. But now they're not so sure. Problem is, Zemo still wants to take over the world. And now, half his team might not go along with it. That's where the real Thunderbolt story begins. So the Thunderbolts are living the lie. Everyone thinks they're heroes. The public loves them. The media can't get enough. And most of the team? They're kind of vibing with this whole hero thing. But Baron Zemo? Nah, he's not here for hugs and high fives. Behind the scenes, he's building a master plan to take over everything. Not just bank vaults or countries, the whole world. His secret weapon? A piece of tech called the biomodem. Basically, it's like if your Wi-Fi router could also brainwash the planet. The biomodem lets Zemo control communication systems and even people's minds. While the Thunderbolts are out saving cats and fighting bad guys, he's planning this tech into global military systems. His goal? Simple. Flip a switch, take control of armies, governments, even superheroes. All of Earth's power in his purple-gloved hands. And here's the wild part. It almost works. He confesses his entire evil plan to Fixer, who's been helping him with the tech. Zemo's like, we're not just winning, we're dominating. And yeah, for a moment, he really is. He hijacks global military systems. And when the Avengers and Fantastic Four come back from whatever superhero afterlife they were chilling in, he mind controls them too. That's right, Earth's mightiest heroes, now puppets dancing to Zemo's tune. He even appears on TV declaring himself Emperor of Earth. Real Bond villain with a Wi-Fi signal energy. He tells the world, surrender now and I'll be merciful. Resist and I'll crush you. But here's the twist. His team, his own Thunderbolts, starts turning on him. Songbird, Jolt, Atlas, Mach 1, they've had enough. They didn't sign up to become evil overlords. Pretending to be good? Sure. But helping Zemo enslave the world? That's a line they're not crossing. So the Thunderbolts do the unthinkable. They fight back against their boss, against the man who made them. Of course, Zemo doesn't go down without backup. He still has a few loyalists like Techno. And let's not forget, he's got the Avengers and Fantastic Four brainwashed and ready to throw hands. It's a full-on superhero brawl. But here comes the MVP, Iron Man. Turns out Tony Stark faked being mind-controlled. He built safeguards into his armor because, well, this isn't his first tech betrayal rodeo. He breaks away, teams up with the rebellious Thunderbolts, and together they whip up a plan to stop the biomodem. They jam the signal, free the heroes, and turn Zemo's world domination plan into a world-class fail. Zemo gets wrecked and flees like a sore loser. And just like that, the team that started out lying to the world actually saves it. They chose to be heroes, even if it meant fighting the man who created them. So Zemo's gone, his mind control empire is toast, and the Thunderbolts are left standing there like, well, now what? For the first time, they're not pretending. They're really trying to be heroes. And let's be honest, it's a hot mess. Without Zemo barking orders, the team starts finding its own direction. Songbird steps up as a true leader, Mach 1. Now Mach 2, then Mach 3, Mach 4. The guy upgrades armor like it's a new iPhone, becomes the team's tech wizard with a conscience, and Jolt, the young heart of the squad, keeps everyone grounded. They want to do good, but their past keeps following them. They even bring in some new members who also have skeletons in their closets. Blizzard used to freeze banks, not save them. He was a longtime Iron Man villain, blasting security guards and working for crime bosses. Now, he's trying not to turn every disagreement into a snowstorm. Speed Demon. A former member of the Sinister Syndicate, he used his super speed to pull off robberies and escape every fight he started. The guy was basically a one-man smash-and-grab unit. Now he's trying to stick around long enough to make a difference without sprinting from responsibility. Radioactive Man. This dude was a literal walking nuclear hazard, a Chinese supervillain who once tried to take down Thor and was ready to melt cities with radiation. Now, he wears a containment suit and joins the Thunderbolts, hoping to clean up the damage he used to cause. These guys weren't misunderstood misfits. They did bad stuff, and now they're trying to make it right. Sometimes out of guilt, sometimes out of hope, sometimes just to stop feeling like trash. It's a tough road. They get judged harder than anyone. One bad move and it's back to being those criminals in costumes. Other heroes don't trust them. Half the time, they don't trust each other. But still, they keep trying. Because deep down, they believe the same thing we all want to believe, that even the worst of us might deserve a second chance. By now, the Thunderbolts have saved lives, stopped threats, and earned a tiny bit of public trust. Just enough for the government to say, okay, cool story, but now we're in charge. Enter the official Thunderbolts program, a government-run rehab squad for supervillains. It's like parole, with explosions. And the guy they choose to lead it? Luke Cage. Yep, Power Man himself. A guy who's been on both sides of the law and knows what it means to get a second chance. His mission? Take the worst of the worst, keep them in line, and somehow turn them into a team that won't explode, or explode everything else. Here's who he's dealing with. Juggernaut used to smash through cities like a wrecking ball for hire. Once tried to flatten the X-Men just because his stepbrother is Charles Xavier. The guy's entire resume is property damage. Moonstone, a manipulative genius who once betrayed her own team mid-battle for more power. She's been playing both sides since day one and always has an escape plan. Crossbones. This guy assassinated Captain America, literally. Trained killer, full-blown neo-Nazi. No powers, just pure evil in a tactical vest. Ghost. Cyber terrorist who takes down billion-dollar corporations and disappears into thin air, literally. He's unstable, paranoid, and 100% done with capitalism. Man-Thing. A swamp monster who burns you alive if you feel fear. Cage's job? Get these people to work together, complete missions, and somehow not commit a war crime every Tuesday. Spoiler. It's a nightmare. The team runs Black Ops missions that no real hero would touch. Dirty jobs, covert takedowns, dangerous threats that need to be handled off the books. They're not here to save the day, they're here to get it done. No matter the cost. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but one thing's clear. This isn't a redemption arc, it's risk management with superpowers. Okay, so the government tried controlling the Thunderbolts. Didn't go great. Next up, General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, aka Red Hulk, decides to build his own version of the team. But Ross doesn't want reform. He doesn't want public approval. He wants a squad of heavy-hitting, no-nonsense killers who can wipe out evil by any means necessary. So, who does he recruit? A lineup so wild, you'd think it was put together by a kid who just grabbed the edgiest action figures in the toy box. Red Hulk, leader, former military general turned rage-powered monster. Smart, brutal, and not afraid to kill if he thinks it's for the greater good. He doesn't do pep talks, he does threats. Punisher, Frank Castle, the one-man war on crime, zero powers. Just guns, explosives, and enough body armor to start a riot. If you're on his bad side, he doesn't call backup. You call an ambulance. Elektra, assassin trained by the hand. Expert in blades, stealth, and making people disappear permanently. She doesn't do teams, but she does love a good execution mission. Deadpool, yep, Wade Wilson himself. The Merc with a mouth. Regeneration, blades, guns, and zero filter. He's either the team's best weapon or its biggest liability. Usually both. Agent Venom, Flash Thompson. A government-controlled version of the Venom symbiote bonded to Flash Thompson, a former soldier. Think, Spider-Man with guns and alien rage issues. He tries to be disciplined. until the symbiote gets hangry. Red Leader, the gamma-powered, genius-level mastermind version of the leader. Ross uses him for his brain, but keeps a very close eye on him, just in case he tries to take over the world again. Ghost Rider, later edition, Johnny Blaze, literal spirit of vengeance. If you've sinned, his flaming skull will find you. His motorcycle alone has more personality than half the team. This team isn't about redemption or second chances, it's about results. Ross picks each member because they're good at one thing: killing problems permanently. They run black ops, assassinate threats, destroy enemy labs, and leave behind smoking wreckage. This isn't justice, it's surgical destruction. And the team dynamics? A total mess. Deadpool annoys everyone. Punisher's always 5 seconds from shooting a teammate. Elektra's already planned 3 different exit strategies. And Red Hulk, he's just trying to keep the bloodbath focused in the right direction. But here's the thing, they get stuff done. This Thunderbolts team leaves no survivors, no questions, and definitely no paperwork. They're not heroes, they're walking weapons. And Ross points them at whatever he wants wiped off the map. It's the darkest, most violent version of the Thunderbolts yet. And honestly, it's awesome in the most, oh no, what have we done kind of way. So after all the chaos, mind control, betrayals, hit squads, Marvel gives the Thunderbolts another twist. This time, it's all about covert ops. Enter Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, former brainwashed assassin, current guilt-ridden lone wolf. He's done things he can't undo. And now he wants to make them right by taking out the kinds of threats no one else even sees coming. But Bucky can't do it alone. So he partners up with Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, a longtime high-level intelligence agent in the Marvel Universe. Val is cold, calculating, and always working 5 moves ahead. She's not here for heroism. She's here to get results, quietly and efficiently. Together, they form a new version of the Thunderbolts, built for infiltration, sabotage, and handling the dirty jobs the Avengers won't touch. This lineup includes Winter Soldier, a tactical master, sniper, close combat expert, and walking trauma file. Red Guardian, Russia's super soldier, rough around the edges but still hits like a freight train. US agent, government-issued muscle with an ego problem, always angry, always on edge. White Widow Yelena Belova, assassin, spy, and expert in stabbing people very quickly. The missions are quieter now, stealing intel, dismantling black market weapons rings, hunting rogue super soldiers before they go full K-boom. But don't let the quieter tone fool you. This team is just as dangerous as ever. Every member has a dark past, and trust is always hanging by a thread. Still, there's something powerful in seeing these flawed people try to hold it together. For the mission, for the world, and maybe for themselves. This version of the Thunderbolts isn't loud. It's sharp, surgical, cold when it needs to be. But it's still the Thunderbolts at their core. Outsiders, broken people, trying, failing, and trying again to be something better than what they were. The Thunderbolts aren't powerful because they're trying to be good. They're powerful because they know what it's like to be on the other side, to cause fear, to be hunted, to lose everything. And that makes them dangerous in a way no hero ever is. This team knows how villains think because they've been villains. So when a world-ending threat pops up, they don't waste time with speeches or diplomacy. They go straight for the jugular. That's what makes them different. When the Avengers step up, it's about ideals. When the Thunderbolts step up, it's about survival. They don't need a press conference. They need a target. And every version of this team, whether it's Zemo's original con job, Songbird's redemption crew, or Red Hulk's Black Ops murder squad, fights dirty. But that's exactly what the Marvel Universe needs sometimes. A team that can win the ugly fights. The clean-cut heroes can't. But don't confuse brutal with mindless. The best Thunderbolt stories aren't just violent, they're strategic, political, psychological. You're watching people with monster-level power, high-level trauma, and zero trust issues try not to destroy each other while saving the world. There's no loyalty here, no brotherhood, just shifting alliances, shady motives, and the occasional moment of, maybe I'm not total garbage. And that's what keeps readers coming back. Because the Thunderbolts don't promise hope, they promise risk, tension, the feeling that anyone could turn at any second. That's not just compelling, it's comic book dynamite. So if you like teams that lie, backstab, explode, and occasionally save the world by accident, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button like Juggernaut hits walls, and join us for more Marvel chaos. And hey, if the Thunderbolts are what happens when villains play heroes, what happens when heroes become villains? Should we talk Dark Avengers next? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.